right, we're here with Dr. Geetha Murali, the CEO at Room to Read. It's really nice to meet you today.
Lovely to meet you.
It was a really inspirational conversation you had on the panel. So my first question for you is, the conference is about women empowerment. Just in a few sentences, what does that mean to you?
So Room to Read works with literacy and gender equality work all over the world. We establish programs that help children discover their own potential and use those skills to solve problems in their own lives, their families, and their communities. And the focus on gender equality is to ensure that children, no matter what gender they are able to overcome the challenges they may face, and in very gender-specific ways, feel like the limitations that they perceived are no longer a hurdle to their own potential.
Yeah, great. What do you think are we missing out on not leveraging the talents on both female and male?
I tell people all the time that gender equality is not just an issue for women and girls. It's an issue for all of humanity. And we know that when there are gender limitations, that men and boys are just as unhappy as girls and women are. And if there is a way to overcome those hurdles and make sure that the limitations that facing all genders in their search for better potential, to maximize their potential in their lives, then we all benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. One last question I have for you is running a nonprofit or a public sector and also trying to maintain that passion. Like, how do you keep that balance?
I think about it more like boundaries than balance. I think as a woman leader that is raising children of my own and also running a fairly large and complex business, it's important to think about the things that are non-negotiables in my life. And that might be spending a certain amount of time with my children every day, or making sure that I have some time to exercise and take care of my health, because I know that if I'm not at my best, I won't be able to give my company its best. But in the end, having those boundaries allows me to make sure I have that time I need for myself, but also do what's needed for Room to Read to be able to thrive and flourish. And we're a global organization working across so many time zones, so we have to be flexible and think about how to be there for our own teams whenever they might need us.
Yeah. What is next for Room to Read, and what is next for Dr. Geetha?
Well, Room to Read has a stated goal of benefiting 40 million children by the end of 2025. So we are well on our way to achieving that goal. And we are currently in the midst of articulating our strategy for the future chapter of Room to Read, which is looking at how we can benefit more children more quickly in the next phase of our growth. And we want to make sure that our core competencies of developing literacy and life skills are as accessible to communities all over the world as possible. And that is a lot of emphasis on partnership and working with other organizations who are aligned with our mission. So hopefully no child is in a position to not have the basic right to education.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.